reports today marks day 2 of the government shutdown. The Senate once again failing to pass the dueling short-term funding bills yesterday. Senators are not scheduled to vote again until Friday afternoon. That's because of the observance of Yom Kippur holiday today. The Office of Management and Budget Director Russ Vought telling House Republicans that the administration is now beginning furloughing federal employees within the next 1 or 2 days. I spoke with the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, here yesterday. Watch. Speaker, can you assess what you're expecting in terms of the job cuts and how severe they could be?
While a shutdown is very damaging for real American people who depend upon government services, it can provide an opportunity to downsize the scope and the scale of government, which is something that we've all always wanted to do. And so in a way, Chuck Schumer has now handed the keys to the kingdom to the executive branch under President Trump to do some things that we would not otherwise be able to do because we would never get Democrat votes for them.
The Small Business Administration now feeling the impact. 23% of staff moved to furlough status as core programs come to a close. Disaster loans are ongoing, but new small business loans are not being approved right now. Joining me now is U.S. Small Business Administrator Kelly Loeffler. Kelly, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Maria.
And you've warned that this funding fight could cut off capital to Main Street. Tell us about it.
Well, Maria, certainly the Schumer shutdown comes amid a historic economic comeback thanks to President Trump's powerful America First agenda. And we're seeing that small businesses are accessing capital at really record rates that we announced earlier this week. That means Main Street's growing, it's thriving, it's investing and hiring. But that all comes to a stop thanks to the Schumer shutdown. That means about 300 small businesses every week will not get access to critical capital. That's about $200 million a week. That's about 30 veteran-owned small businesses. It's manufacturers. It's everything that this economy was doing to power back after Bidenomics just crushed it, crowded out the private sector, and now Schumer wants to do it again. Democrats want $1.5 trillion to support those that don't want to work. They want to support illegal aliens, and they want to pay for it on the backs of the hardest working Americans, and that includes small business owners.
I mean, it's incredible that they won't agree to fund the government just for another month and a half. I mean, the CR just went into November. Here's more of what the Speaker told me yesterday. Watch. Mr. Speaker, what really is this fight about?
What we put into the One Big Beautiful Bill, the working families tax cuts, okay, in that provision was the health care section. They want to repeal it in its entirety. That section has been wildly successful. The Congressional Budget Office issued a report earlier this month, last month, a few weeks ago, and they said that that bill has already saved taxpayers $185 billion because it's got 2.3 million ineligible recipients kicked off of Medicaid. What does that mean? There's a lot of illegal aliens that were on that program who are not eligible to be there. It was draining resources from the people that it's intended to help, and that is young pregnant women, the disabled, and the elderly. We are strengthening Medicaid, and the Democrats want to unwind that because they have a political talking point.
I mean, do you think, Kelly, that this is just about fighting Trump? I mean, or do you think they're dug in truly on the health care issue? Or do they just want to come out and look like they're fighting Trump so that there could be chaos?
Well, they obviously want to block President Trump's unbelievably successful economic agenda. He did it in 2016. He's doing it again now. But look, they want an open borders policy. They want the incentives for people to come in because that's their new voting base. They want to pay for it on the backs of hardworking Americans, and they want to block everything about President Trump's agenda. Look, the working families tax cut that was passed this year is already working. It's putting people back to work. It's putting money out on Main Street. It's cutting taxes for hardworking families, putting $10,000 back in their pockets, and it's protecting Medicaid and keeping those people out that should not be receiving it, illegal aliens, those that refuse to work, and stopping the ability of that being paid for on the backs of hardworking Americans who show up to work every single day.
And yet the Small Business Administration closed out fiscal year 25 with a new record, nearly $45 billion in capital to 85,000 small businesses, the most ever approved by the agency in a single year. Kelly, this is a clear sign that Main Street confidence is back, as you said, small firms taking on capital at a record pace to hire, expand, and invest. How quickly will you be able to get that back up and running now that we're in a shutdown, once things resume?
That's right, Maria. I mean, look, we're standing by. We're ready to go. But the Schumer shutdown means that thousands of small businesses will not get this access to capital to hire employees. And that's what Schumer wants, obviously. The Democrats want to block the Trump agenda at every single turn. But look what the SBA has done under President Trump's leadership. I mean, this is yet another economic win for President Trump to deliver record capital in our 72-year history. Never has Main Street been more confident to hire and invest in expansion. And I've been on a national tour of small businesses, and Main Street businesses are telling me every single day they feel confidence that they can make those investments and come back under President Trump. All that comes to a screeching halt under the Democrats' shutdown, because the pain is the point. They know it hurts on Main Street. They want to make people feel that pain. And voters need to remember that next year when they go to the polls, that Democrats are using the leverage that they think they have to try to shut this government down and stop our economic comeback.
Well, what sectors did you see the most vibrancy from, Kelly, in terms of the small business community? Where are you seeing the most value creation?
Well, certainly manufacturing. Most manufacturers in America, 98% of them are small businesses. 90% have fewer than 100 employees. And this economic engine, the America First agenda, means that we're going to make things in America again. So I'm on a Made in America manufacturing tour. We're doing about 100 manufacturing loans every week at the SBA, because we know that under President Trump, we brought in $15 trillion in investment in this economy. Consumers want to buy Made in America, and people are making things in America again. I'm working with trade schools. Secretary Chavez de Raymer and I have an MOU to make sure we have that skilled workforce. I hear from small businesses, particularly manufacturing, they need that skilled labor. So we have an economic and jobs engine underway that the Democrats want to shut down because they want to pay for illegal alien health care. They want to fund health care for those that don't want to work. And we're trying to get more people into the economy to live the American dream. That's what small business is all about. That's what we're powering at the SBA to the tune of 300 loans each and every week. That's why we achieve this record. We're running the SBA like a small business, like every agency is turning around right now. This administration is unbelievable. My fellow cabinet members are doing a great job. And that's exactly why the Democrats want to shut it down, because they don't like the success that the American dream is delivering for all Americans.
That's very exciting, Kelly. Congrats to you. Great to see you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
All right, Kelly Loeffler joining us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.